Hey there, everybody. So a couple months ago I was talking to my buddy Pat, aka author Austin Chambers, author of the Cascadia's Fallen series, which I'll put a link down below so that way you can check out his books. But he's also a YouTuber. He has his own YouTube channel, Cross Cannon's Readiness, and so it's sort of a prepper channel. And I don't consider myself a prepper, but he's a pretty good prepper, and I was thinking, hey, he doesn't have a garden. He was saying that he didn't have time to put his garden together. He didn't have any plants for it, didn't do any starts. So since he's also a fellow vet and a buddy of mine, I figured I had some extra time, along with a whole bunch of extra plants left over from the market, and I was going to go and jumpstart his garden. So this is going to be sort of before and after shots. He's done a lot of work on his garden, put in a few little raised beds. So we're going to go, and he invited us to have a barbecue. So we're going to go over there, eat some yummy food, check out his garden, and see how everything went. Oh yeah, he has actually put these things into planters. He's been doing a lot of work over here. Alright, so tell me about these raised beds.
So I got the inspiration from a channel called Homesteadonomics, based out of Arizona. Very first question I get from a lot of people even up here in Washington is, does that get too hot? And even down there in Arizona, the guys pointed out that there's just such amount of thermal mass behind the beds, that's not an issue. But what we started with was 4x4 L-shaped roof flashing for the legs, 2 feet tall. I used pressure treated wood for both the top and bottom rings. And then the flashing, or the roof panels, I cut the ribs vertically so that it's stronger structurally and you can sit on it without a problem. And then I used non-pressure treated wood for the top caps, which is just a protective device basically for the cut paneling. And then, you know, obviously screwed them down and screwed them together. But I treated them with linseed oil and beeswax, kind of a boiled mixture of that, so that because in Washington State your wood rots out if you don't do something. So, oh yeah. But linseed oil, a lot of farmers use that for their posts for their animals because it's not going to hurt anyone for if they eat on it or whatever. So almost all of these are pepper starts you gave me a couple of months ago. I think we got one banana pepper back there we bought. There might be a second one in there we bought. But once we got these things out of the pots that you'd left them in, you know, and I was motivated to get a few built and filled. We got the first 10 built and filled so we could get some stuff planted before it started dying.
I wasn't expecting anything like this out here. We're going to walk
it's all because of how he grew them.
So I guilted him into growing something.
Yeah. So Romas and beef steaks, I believe, except for the cherries, these 4 you gave us. I think the cherries came from Costco. And we're a little later than a lot of places in the country, but those have started to fruit up. For anyone watching this video, this is about the middle of July. And
yeah, our June was terrible. It was cloudy almost all the month, and then it got to 110 degrees like the last week.
And you gave us a cucumber, but that got planted down by a hill, and it got eaten by a slug. So we bought a couple of Japanese cucumbers and a couple of others. And I think the purple basil is something my wife bought, and I don't recall, you gave us so much stuff I can't remember what's what. I don't know if you gave us rosemary or not.
No, I didn't.
Okay. But the original gardeners here were all like shrubbery and plants. And so and Brian, you can get a close-up when you get a chance. Basically, we took all these shrub heads. So we took all these shrub heads and put soaker hoses. We experimented with a couple of types, and we decided we like the one that just soaks throughout. It doesn't have the holes every foot. We do have some of that in here.
This is partial shade over here, right?
Yeah, and the cilantro's really taken off. It gets pretty good sun for most of the day, but about now, late afternoon, it gets pretty good shade because of this arbor. And it will get even more so if we let those things continue to grow. Chris gave us these 2 romaines, and we've actually plucked off of it at least once, if not twice, and it's still just thriving. We had a big heat wave about 2-3 weeks ago. This thing, the entire thing looked like this, and it's come back. So, and I think you gave us this, and it was this. Did you give us spinach?
No, didn't give you spinach. I did do the kale.
Maybe that was it, but there was something over in this bed that was dead that you gave us too, and it came back to life. And we've got broccoli, cauliflower, and various squashes over here, a few different types of onions. But we could have done everything you gave us in probably 3 beds. Corn. This is keto-friendly corn, so we're all right. Pretty cool. And then the sweet peas. I think my wife plucked some today. There's one. There used to be about 5 or 6 on here, but those are starting to come in.
Nice.
The chocolate mint and the regular mint in particular are thriving very well. They each got their own planter just because they spread so much.
Yeah, these things will take over your yard.
Yeah, well, anyone who wants mint, by the way, when you guys want some mint, take some with you. So. We have lavender that's established from last year in the back, but we, if you saw it by the tables over there. Yep. But Dorothy wanted some grosso, however you say it. And then some more various types of head and some butter crunch lettuce, some more onions. And we're just new to a lot of this. We're just going to be experimenting, learning how to garden and get better at it. Our asparagus keeps falling over. I'll probably get taller racks here eventually, or maybe just tie it on. Like maybe you could tell me, we tied this to keep it from flopping over. Was that a good choice or a bad one, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. It'll work itself.
Okay. Yeah, and so those have started to flower, these squashes. I think that's a squash or a zucchini. So,
Yep.
This guy used to be over in the one bed over there that's got the broccoli and cauliflower in it. She just moved it the other day because it's getting so widespread. And then this last bed number 13 for this year, we're going to probably build a few more next year. These were the guys that you planted down by the fence. These are the sugar, or what do you call them?
Sugar babies.
Yeah, sugar baby watermelons.
Yeah, watermelon does really terrible up here in the Pacific Northwest because of our growing season. It's hit or miss if you're going to get any that are actually going to grow and take off. So you got to get lucky.
This one in particular is probably 3 times or 4 times longer than when you planted them. So they did okay in that dirt down there. So hopefully up here in some real soil and with watering twice a day now, they'll actually start growing. These are the Japanese cucumbers. My wife replaced the one that the slug got, the regular cucumber you gave us.
Yeah. Outstanding. Hey, I still can't get over what type of work that you did out here in just a couple months. It looks great. You're well on the way to having yourself a self-sufficient garden out here.
Can't wait to get started on that next one next year.
Outstanding.
Thanks.
Little baby steps.
Yeah.
All right, Pat, I can't believe how much work you've done out here on these raised beds. These look awesome, man.
I think I lost about 4 or 5 pounds doing it, which is a good start.
Hey, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hey, give me a big thumbs up. Push that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.